Hi, this is Dr. Lefevre, and in this video I'm going to talk to you about the APA format and how to cite it within your paper. It's very important to cite all the information you get from sources, and it doesn't matter if it's a quote or a paraphrase or even just an idea. If you get it from a source, you have to cite it. Failure to cite a source could result in being blamed for plagiarism, and that means you could be expelled from the university for academic dishonesty. And you don't have to cite things that are common knowledge. For example, if you were to say that the United States celebrates Christmas, well, everybody knows that, so you don't have to cite it. But when you're talking about a particular job and the skills that are required, how much money someone makes, or an individual's name, or anything at all that's specific, or you weren't born with that knowledge, please cite your sources. Now, the best way to do this would be to download the APA handout that I provided for you on our webpage. Once you have that, you can use it to take notes on any of the information that we talk about in this video. I also want you to notice that the punctuation is important. Capitalize proper nouns, a space follows a period, a comma, a set of parentheses, and we were told this in the third grade. It's right up there with whenever you give a quote, you must provide a page number. Let's take a look at some of the examples we have here in this handout. Another idea. Never ever include the title of a source within your paper, like the title of a book or a magazine. That's a rookie move. You provide the author's last name and the year. Bibliographic information belongs in the reference section only. So let's take a look at these rules now. Okay, and the examples. Number 1, quoted information taken from one page of a source. Here's the example. According to Hilla in 2007, quotation marks and blah, 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 blah. And then you put the page number. It's page, period, space, and then the number, in a parentheses, period. What I want you to notice between example 1 and 2 is that in example 1, there's only one page, so you only use one small p. In example 2, there are multiple pages, so you'll use pp, and it's kind of fun to say. Okay, so number 2, quoted information from multiple pages of a source. According to Hilla, the year again after the author's name, blah, blah, blah. And then the pp, 22 to 23. Notice the space following the period. Example number 3. Quoted information when you identify the source following the quote. The quote starts out first. At long last it appeared that Congress would question the false information. The end of quote is at the end of the last word of the quote. Space, parentheses, Hilla, comma, 2007, comma, page 32. Now when we go to the reference page, you can look under Hilla and you'll see 2007, and the 2007, the year of the copyright, and you only use the most recent one. You always provide that so the reader will know how current your information is. Let's look at example number 4. Paraphrasing a source within a paragraph. Mary Smith was born in October 1954. That's information I found. It's not a quote. I've probably just paraphrased it. It could have had more information. But because it's paraphrased, I use Hilla, comma, 2007. I'm letting the reader know this is information I found from a source. And then it goes on. From my experience, 1954 was a time when America was growing because World War II was over and economically the U.S. was sitting pretty. Example number 5. Paraphrasing information throughout a paragraph and citing the source at the end of the paragraph. So blah, 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 blah. Parentheses, Hilla, comma, space, 2007. So I've paraphrased something. There's no quotation marks, so I can see that easily. But I'm telling the reader again, this is information that I found from a source, and here's the name of the source. Our last example, paraphrasing multiple sources throughout a paragraph, and citing all those sources at the end of the paragraph. So I've got Hilla 2007, semicolon, Barra, 1999, semicolon, and Gillen Stephen 2003. So what I have done is have a paragraph with a bunch of information in it that I collected from multiple sources. I didn't use any quotes, but instead paraphrased. And at the very end of the paragraph, I have myself covered because I say, all this information I put together myself, but I found it from these 3 sources. Perfect. This isn't difficult. It just takes a few steps. It'll protect you and also make you look like you have an education.